Yes, hey guys, welcome back to another Access 72 video. Pleasure to be joined by Sasha Booker today, ahead of a professional spell. How are we feeling?
Yeah, really excited. Can't wait to get out there and actually get some ring gloves on properly. Been in the amateurs for the last year or so, I think my style more suits pro. I'm quite light for my weight, like for my height and stuff, so I'm going to go in super flyweight and then hopefully have a few steady fights first off and then hopefully push for some belts and get out there and make a bit of a name for myself, so we'll see how it all goes.
The super flyweight division in the women's side is doing very well right now.
Yeah, especially the likes of Nicola Hopwell and stuff like that. That's a person that's like obviously in my eyesight, let's say. But yeah, we'll see what happens with it all. Hopefully, after a good few fights and getting that bit more experience and stuff, like we'll soon be on our way. So, we're looking forward to it.
I suppose to just ask, what got you into boxing? What started you?
To be fair, it was a bit of a whim. It was only started boxing 2 years ago, just after lockdown. I think not after experiencing lockdown and feeling a bit trapped and stuff, like it brought out a little bit of. I just felt like I needed to release a bit of pent-up anger, so I just got into boxing, did a few one-to-ones and stuff, and like took to it like a duck on water, really. So everything just flew from there. I've knocked out a fair few girls in the first round of my first few fights and stuff, so like good experienced girls as well. So I'm hoping like I can maybe do something with that and go somewhere. So yeah, to say it's only started 2 years ago, I feel like I'm already got a lot to show for it as well. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, we'll see how it all goes.
Definitely, and I suppose amateur side, women's amateurs is also flying at the moment.
Yeah, like that was hard for me, especially on the unlicensed, because there weren't many girls my weight. So amateur was the way forward, and then yeah, you can take your pick out there. And I thought I never like to take an easy fight. I've fought girls that have had on my first amateur fight. I fought a girl who was national champion, had 18, 20 fights and beat her on her own home show and stuff. So I feel like I'm where I should be in that aspect. So hopefully the pros will prove the same.
I suppose going through the process of turning pro, has that been all smooth for you?
Yeah, so far. Just waiting for an interview date off the board. But yeah, everything's all gone through, all looking good, and they're all signed excited about it, according to Scott and stuff. So yeah, we're looking forward to it.
How much has Scott helped you in this process?
Oh, he's been brilliant. Like I can't fault him at all. I've had a couple of managers that have took a bit of an interest, but like Scott's always been the one that I've been wanting to go with. I know he's a sound guy. He looks after his boxers and stuff, and he's not so much concerned about the money side rather than the boxers' health and things like that. So he's definitely someone that I've always wanted to work with. We've got a couple of other pro boxers at the gym that work with him, and they speak nothing but highly of him. So yeah, he's definitely someone I'm looking forward to working with.
And I suppose, like you've mentioned, the likes of Nicola Hopewell, development-wise, a few fights down the line, you never know, you might be knocking on the door for something like that.
Yeah, that's it. Like, especially with the weight and like the limited availability in that category, like hoping like 5-6 fights and like on Scott's home turf and stuff, and then pushing for the bigger, better fights and the bigger, better people. But yeah, there's definitely them kind of faces that are in my eyesight, and look forward to hopefully getting in the ring with one day.
Are you a big fan of boxing as well, watching it?
Yeah, I love it. Like especially like how much it's boomed recently with the Fury Usyk fight and things like that. Like you can't really fault it. They just obviously the Cameron Taylor fight, so they boosted women's boxing massively recently, especially Clarissa Shields and stuff. But there's still room for improvement when it comes to women's boxing to get it up towards where the men's is definitely. I think that's the same as most sports. Women's has always seemed to be a bit more behind, but it's definitely getting the recognition that it needs and deserves now. So yeah, watching all the fights and seeing everyone, it's definitely somewhere that I want to be.
I can see this enjoyment coming from you, and it's really nice to see. And I suppose, other than getting these big wins, from the sounds of it, like you have been getting, what else is your favourite part of the sport?
I've always used to be like in the gym environment. I've never been one for the gym, even before I started boxing. I've never been to a gym in my life. Like it's never my cup of tea. I used to be into football, so I was always out and about doing that. But like the community and how much everyone brings you up and builds you, and like you feel like you're constantly learning. Like every day's like being at school. Like it's never the same. Like, and I'll always like my coach Sam Goodrum. Like he's absolutely amazing. Like I couldn't be where I am without him. Like he's been brilliant. Like he builds everyone up so well, and he's got built the confidence in me as well. Like I've always known like deep down I can do it, but he makes me believe that, and it's really nice to have him behind me. So yeah.
Do you fully believe when people say that boxing can kind of bring you out of a shell?
Oh God, definitely, yeah. Like I've never been a fighter. Like I've never been one to start trouble, but then like obviously like I'd always defend myself in that respect, out like, on the streets and stuff. But I've never been one that's enjoyed fighting. But boxing I don't class as fighting. Like people who don't know the sport think, oh, it's just people hitting each other. But they don't realise the commitment and the lifestyle. It's not a sport, it's a lifestyle, and if you want to take it properly, like it takes over your life, and most people don't see that side of it and what goes on behind closed doors. So they just see you 5-6 minutes in the ring and think, oh, they make their opinions on that, but they don't see how hard you're working to get to that point. And even getting in the ring for anyone, like it's a brave thing to do, and I respect anyone that does it at any level. So yeah, definitely, it's a really good sport. Like once you get to know it and understand it, like I've got a lot more respect for it since I started doing it. Definitely.
That's a mindset that I really like to hear. It means that I suppose going into any fight, whoever you're against, you're never going to overlook an opponent from a mindset like that.
No, definitely not. Like I want hard fights. I don't want to go in there knowing that I've got a journeyman or like an easy fight. Like what can you take away from that? What can you learn from that? Like I've never shone away from anyone. Like 100% want tough fights, I want tougher opponents because I want to learn and I want to be better, and that's the only way you're going to do it. You're not going to do it by fighting people that aren't giving you a challenge and not putting you through your paces. So yeah, it's definitely about taking the big fights and taking the big challenges for me, no matter how daunting it is. But once you're in there, you just got to prove what you can do.
I suppose recently in the same weight class as you, we saw Emma Dolan fight Nicola Hopewell, and she went as an away fighter and took that step. And are you never afraid to be an away fighter as well?
No, definitely not. I think it gives me a bit more oomph when the odds are stacked against you a bit more. Like you got to take it out of the judges' hands. It's as simple as that when you're in that position. And a lot of the big fights that I've won in the amateurs, like national champions and winter box cups, like they've been on their home turf and I've come away with the win, and it just makes you feel 10 times better about it, because you know you've done well and you know you've done enough to take that home. Because if you haven't, you're not going to. The judges always are obviously a bit more home-sided, but when it comes to it, if you've won an away fight, you've won it and you've done well, you've proved your point, that kind of thing. So to me, it's definitely not shy away from anything and anyone. Even if I'm one of them, Scott, I'll always stay ready no matter what, and if Scott tells me I've got a fight in a day, I'll be like, yeah, let's go. So yeah.
That's brilliant, and I'm going to leave with this final question. Is there anything you want to shout out, sponsors, supporters, anything like that?
Yeah, obviously massive shout out to my sponsors, Rebalance Sports Massage, Recovery Rooms, Ricky's Cabaret Bar, Baldwin's, Hazzy Sports Massage. I'm getting flustered now, like there's so many to think about. Yeah, friends and family that come and support me, see my fights every so often and stuff. I know it gets expensive and it gets hard, but even having everyone there, even if it's just a few, like it means everything. And my girlfriend as well, she's a boxer, so she understands like the life it takes up, and it's hard when you're training morning and evening and you're tired at the weekend and you don't want to do much, but like she understands it, and like, I can't thank her enough for it as well. So yeah.
Sasha, you seemed a little bit nervous before this interview, but you seem like you're oozing confidence now. It's been an absolute pleasure to speak to you.
Yeah, you too, Alex. Thanks very much for your time.